Hello and welcome to, we have YouTube playing here in video format, and I'm also recording for the Honey Temple podcast. This is a podcast that I created, I think about a year ago, just for anybody that would prefer audible. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So today I felt very called, I've been planning to do this for about 4 or 5 weeks. It is a request that came in from a few clients and other people just asking me about how to clear and manage your energy field. And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to do a podcast on this. And then what I might do is another meditation on how cutting cords, so that you can just use that at any time you wish. So energy, I'm going to call this energy management. So energy management is something that needs to be taught at the very foundation when you start to do some inner work, when you start to, what spiritual circles call is awaken. Okay, so let's just start with protecting our energy field, just as we start with this recording. And what we're going to do, wherever you are, if you are driving, do not close your eyes. You might be just sitting, you might be walking, and you're just going to take 3 deep breaths in. You're going to breathe in through your nose for 3. And you're going to breathe out through your mouth for 6. You're going to do that 3 times. And on your next in breath, you're going to visualize a light coming in through the crown of your head. You're going to visualize anything in the body leaving that's not serving you. And what you're going to do is you're going to create an intention in your head. I create an intention to clear my energy field, to rebalance my chakras, to release anything that no longer is serving me and that is not for my highest good. You can really say anything you wish. So number 1, we've got the breath. Number 2, we've got the visualization of the light. Number 3, we've got the intention. Whatever you intend is law, and it must happen. Okay, and then we're going to put a beautiful cloak of protection. So just visualize a cloak of protection going over your whole body field. This could be like a bubble, or it could be what I sometimes say is the pyramid of light. There's I don't know where this light is coming from. It wasn't there. It's very new, but anyway. I also have some sage here, so I'm just going to burn some sage. I'll talk about this a bit later. And sage is a very ancient smoke that would have been used ritually, passed down through the generations. So again, it's all about your intention. So I'm just setting the intention to clear my energy field, to only align with the light, and to also anybody watching or listening. And you can sage and cleanse devices. You can sage and cleanse videos, any content you put out. You can sage and cleanse items, it could be like a child's teddy bear or anything. Okay, so, and you can get sage anywhere. So I'm just going to sage the microphone, I'm going to sage my water. And what I like to do then is maybe call in, we all have guides, we have angels, we have loved ones. And when I was first started doing this work, I found that the strongest energy was animals. So we all have what's called a power animal, and so my power animal would be a wolf. And then recently a lot of the cat energy has came in, which is really connected to Mama Cacao and ceremonial cacao and just the work that I'm doing now. So but we all have one power animal, which is that animal that just, it's like our own angel. So, and that you can ask that to guard you at night. You can ask that if you're going to do something, have a conversation with somebody, or if you're traveling and you're a bit scared, you can ask it to put a cloak of protection around you to clear the way, to protect you. Sometimes what I also do is if I am going into, say, a yoga class or something and I have forgot to put my parking on, I literally wrap a bubble of light around my car. Whether it works or not, I do not, but I feel it works because nothing has ever happened, and I have come back to the car that hasn't had a ticket on it or payment, and I have not got a parking ticket. So it's super powerful. It's all about the intention and what you believe to be true, and then actually just really simply asking for it to be done. That's it. Okay, so also you can work with angels. We have Archangel Michael. I have Archangel Michael from 2 different decks here, and he is the protector. You can ask him to just, with his sword, to cut any cords. Cords are these energetic lines of energetic communication. I sort of see them like umbilical cords to different people, to different situations. You can have cords from people that you've had relationships with like 10 years ago that can still be cut. And funny, somebody left me in my priestess group, left me a message today that they're having dreams about people from the past, and what I was shown clearly is that the cords need cut. Okay, so and it's not necessarily they need cut on her end. They are maybe thinking about her, so she can just simply cut that and almost pull it out at the root. What I was being shown there with her was actually, do you know, like an astronaut going into space, she knows, an astronaut going into space, and you literally pull it and allow just the life force and to be cut and allow them to leave. So it's whatever you visually believe to be true. So we have Archangel Michael here. Personally, I prefer this one. He's much nicer and has a lovely six-pack there. So there we go. So we're going to leave them here as well. I also have some crystals here also, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit later. You can create also what's called little healing grids for yourself. I was mentioning this to a friend earlier, and it's literally just like I use Metatron's cube, so it's like a star shape. It's just a little wooden thing I got off Amazon. It wasn't expensive, and I use that for any one-to-ones I have, any videos I do, any group work that I do, and it just holds the energy. If I'm doing like Reiki 1 or Reiki 2 or Reiki Master's Attunement, then I will use that to hold the energy of the men or the women within that to help ground. It just helps me so that I'm not holding it all, and it's very powerful to do that. So you can use any little motifs, you know, in your healing grid. That's just a little wooden angel. You can put a candle. This was just like a little kid's toy. The lion for courage, and it's a golden one as well to bring in wisdom. We have oils on here, so we have, for example, rose. Rose is a beautiful protective oil for the heart, but it's also a very high vibrational oil for deep healing as well. There's a spray on here too. It's an Archangel Michael spray. I actually think it's empty, but I just use the energy of it too. So very powerful. And then a candle, so you're bringing in the light. Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about managing energy. All right, and today, funny enough, this evening, we are in week 4 with hormone balance chakra course, and week 4 we look at the solar plexus, which is why I'm wearing yellow to record the meditation for the solar plexus. And I thought that was very fitting that I'm doing the video today, because in the solar plexus, which is just, if I stand up, it's literally just in here, okay, just literally between your rib cage, above your belly button. That is known as your solar plexus chakra, and that's also connected to the pancreas hormone gland, which produces insulin, which is connected to our blood sugar. It's also connected to the liver and the gallbladder, and this is very, very relevant. And I'll come back to that in a wee second, but the solar plexus is connected to boundaries, okay? And many of us have not been taught boundaries, how to create boundaries, how to instill them, how to speak about them, because we tend to not know what we need, and then we're not able to communicate that with others, which is why doing the inner work is very, very important. And as I said, the organs connected to the solar plexus are the liver and the gallbladder. And the liver is, in traditional Chinese medicine, which is my nutritional training, the liver is where we hold anger. And the liver is known as the managing director of the body, so it controls the whole show. And when the liver is out of balance or holding any unprocessed emotions, then the energy field is going to be a little bit weaker. Okay, it's going to have what's called holes in your energy field, energy leaks, and which is why physical exercise is really important, which is why eating well is really important. That is the foundation for energy management, really, and looking at the 4 bodies, your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual body. Not just the spiritual, not just doing the reiki or putting a cloak around you. It has to involve the other 4 areas, okay? Which is why the inner work is so important. Okay, so I keep just checking over there just to make sure it's recording, because it didn't record the last time. So 2022 is the year of expansion. The number 22 is all about mastery and stepping into your mastery. It's why I changed the name of my business to Soul Self Mastery in February 2022. Okay, I actually launched it on the 22nd of February, so a very powerful date. And that is, I felt really called to help people. I felt really called to help people to connect with themselves, to look after their own energy field, to be their own healers. And what better year to do that than in 2022? It's been a massive year of expansion. I found it quite an intense year, and many of my clients have, and many people that have contacted me have. But also when we look back of it, you will go, whoa, you know, things move so quickly. You had such an awareness. And we can, we go through, I've done other podcast episodes on our vibration 3D, 4D, 5D, on, you know, just looking at our ascension process. So that's in the episode before this, if you want to just get a recap on that without me doing it here. So we are all energy, okay, we're all connected. And as such, we're going to feel other people's energy. We're going to feel people around us. And I suppose when I talk about energy, and say, for example, we talk about, you know, negative energy, I've got some notes here to keep me right. We talk about negative energy, that refers to something that has a negative effect on our energy field, okay? So it's either, and we can have this, like then I have 10, let's say, you know, 10 steps or 10 ways that we can manage our energy field. And the first one is to make changes to the people and the environments where you spend the most time, okay? And it's simply ask the question, does this light me up or does this drain me? Okay, and it is so simple. Now, the thing is, right, and I wrote this down too, so it's understanding the difference between toxic people and challenging people, okay? Because, and I don't really believe anybody is toxic. I just believe they have a lot of unhealed wounds. But at the same time, if you start working on yourself and bringing more light in, then you're going to trigger them, because it's going to highlight to them where they need to look at. Okay, and that way it can become toxic, and it's not your job to fix or to heal them. Okay, and I was reading something last week when I was just doing a little preparation for the sacral chakra in the group, and I was reading a little bit about boundaries. And I thought this is so important. So I want to repeat this. I'm just going to read it out. So, walls keep everybody out. Boundaries show people where the door is. So that's a quote by Mark Groves, and he is an expert relationship coach. Walls keep everybody out, and boundaries show people where the door is. Okay, boundaries help the people you love access the room of your heart. They teach people how to. They teach people how you like to be loved. Can't read my own writing. If you put up a wall, hide your true self, and mask your vulnerability, people won't know how to access you. As a result, you may end up feeling lonely and craving authentic connection. Putting up walls is often a coping mechanism to helping us feel safe. And that extra piece was from a book called Trust Your Truth by Shannon Allegio. I just thought that was the most powerful thing, and I just had to share that, and I will put it in the notes below in both YouTube and the podcast, because that's super important. Because a lot of people may, teach boundaries that you just shut people out. And yes, there is some occasions where you can try and work in the relationship, and you can put a lot into it, and you can speak your truth, but it's still quite toxic. And then, if that's went on, when you've tried everything, then, you may have no choice but to walk away. But I think it's really important to just not shut people straight away. And this is where, we've got the difference between toxic people and challenging people. And really challenging people have a hidden gift in there, because they are bringing up a trigger for you to look at, which is an unhealed wound. And, that number 10, which I'll keep to the last, is very relevant in healing the unhealed wounds, and I'll come back to that. Okay, so number 2. Number 2 is having a strong core. I will never, so this is the physical body, and this is having a healthy physical body, which is exercise, which is diet. and then that radiates a stronger energy field. It's so important. What that also does is when you do physical workouts, physical yoga, you're strengthening your physical body, that's like your armor, okay? And that is internally and externally. So boundaries will be in the physical, the exercise will be in the physical, nutrition and eating well will be in the physical, and sleep is the physical too. So that is a masculine energy of action, being in the body, being connected to the earth, okay? I'll never forget being at I think it was a workshop with Rebecca Campbell, who I would use a lot of her oracle cards, and I asked her a question about protection, and that is what she said. It's all about your core. It's all about having a strong core, and that really struck me. So very, very important. All right, so let's get doing the planks. Okay, number three is bringing the light in, and I've called this a reiki shower. Okay, so doing a reiki shower daily and visualizing white light. I just find most of us will have a shower every day. So if you can just, get into your routine, get into a ritual, get into a habit of visualizing as you look up to wash your hair or to cleanse your face, visualizing the water as light. Okay, now you don't have to do this in the shower. You could just bring the light in. Okay, you can just light a candle, visualize light coming in. Just visualize this white light. And then going straight through the crown of your head, down through your body and out through the soles of your feet, and then visualizing strong roots going deep into the earth. And then what I would do is breathe up from the earth, so you're breathing in a spiral energy going up from the earth through the crown of the head and then coming down through the crystal from heaven to earth. Okay, number 4, crystals. Okay, so when I first started doing this type of work, yes, I used crystals. I even used crystals, when I was doing Reiki sessions and things like that. I wouldn't use them as much anymore, but they're still super powerful. Because when you do a lot of work on yourself, you just become all the protection that you need, and it really just comes from the heart. And a healed heart is you're protected, to a certain extent. And because I don't feel really that we ever truly get healed. I think we become better versions, but I just don't believe in this perfectionism. So crystals. So I'm going to name 3 crystals. One is called Black Tourmaline, and this is the interesting thing about crystals. And this is a girl called Krista, Krista, Krista Mitchell, KristaMitchell.com. Krista. And she talked about, and I thought this was really, really important to share, that there is different crystals that do different things. Okay, so Black Tourmaline repels lower energies. So that's just lower energy that are around, nothing that has been directed at you, just general. You walk in to an area and maybe a couple have had an argument. There's a lower energy around. It's just something that doesn't feel good, okay? What that does is the Black Tourmaline creates an equivalent of electrical force so that lower energies just bounce off you, okay? And you can have that in jewellery, earrings, you can pop it into your bra, you can have it on your person or whatever, okay? Then we have Labradorite, love Labradorite, and it protects from psychic attack and ill wishes. So what can happen is, as I said, if there's certain people and you're doing a lot of work, a lot of healing in yourself, or you're showing up online, or you're doing this thing, you will highlight to them a part of them that'll be like a mirror. And they can then think things like jealousy, or they can judge you, or they can, many people will want to dim that light. Sometimes it's done unconsciously. We have been brought up around the energy of gossip, and that is totally acceptable, and it's something that must change. And I try to talk to my eldest daughter about this. She's like 13, all of the time. And it's super important to teach the kids about this at this young age, because they are the future. So this is strong energy. When somebody thinks ill of you and is sending you, and they're not meaning to send you. Some people are, and that is even deeper energy. You know, but some people are just, they're thinking the thoughts are so powerful, words they say are so powerful, and that can affect you. So Labradorite helps protect against that. And then the third one, I love the third one, it's probably one of my favorites, is fluorite. And fluorite cloaks your energy signature to avoid strong attacks. So that's even stronger again. It almost takes you off, you know, the radar of other people. So that would be a really good one, you know, to use if you are, you know, showing up online a lot, things like that, okay? And also fluorite, I just don't even have fluorite. Fluorite is a really good crystal for focus as well, okay? Number 5, okay, smudging. So you've just seen me use sage, okay, so that's called smudging, okay, and it's just literally bathing yourself in the smoke of it's a sacred smoke. It's known as like a cleansing plant. So you've got sage, you've got Palo Santo, you can use incense, and it just helps to purify your auric field and the place around you. So it's a really good one to put into the corners of the house and then to open the windows and stuff like that. And if you can add intentions, like say things out loud, like intentions, or you know, calling in your higher soul self, calling in your guides, your angels to help you with protecting the space and clearing out any lower energies. That's really powerful as well to do that with it. The other thing you can do is one of the, like say that's number 5. So number 6 is decluttering, you know, cleansing, tidying your house, your car. When you're cleansing and actually cleaning, you know, the space, or cleaning, you know, if you're decluttering and getting rid of old clothes that have old energy on them, or just throwing stuff away, you know, there's so much energy attached to things and memories attached to things, and especially if it's pre-owned as well. I love going into charity shops, but I must cleanse everything I buy. So you can use the smudging for that as well. Okay. Number 7 is Epsom salts, like salt. So Epsom salt bath is super powerful. If you do not have a bath, just a wee basin with Epsom salts or sea salt, and put your feet into it. And then adding essential oils is super powerful. Okay, so an Epsom salt bath will really cleanse your auric field. Like, even if, you know, one of the ways I know that my energy field can be compromised, and it happens all the time because you're just busy and you're rushing from A to B, I just get extremely tired. So I just pop in the bath and I say this thing where I call back all parts of me through dimensions of time, space, and reality, and I visualize these cords. I'm going to do this as a meditation. I visualize these cords all coming back to my body, and I can literally see the cords just like energy leaks, just like those bits of light there. If anybody is watching on YouTube, there's bits of light streaming. That's what the energy leaks look like in your body. So it's super powerful. And you're calling all of those back in, and then you're sealing them up. Okay, and that's what happens in the bath. But if you have that intention, you visualize that, it happens. Okay. Some really good essential oils. So I only use doTERRA essential oils because they're food grade oils. There's no other binding agents in them, and there's no toxins or anything like that in them. So a couple of essential oils here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got lavender. Lavender's a really, really good essential oil. It's a mild sedative, and it impacts the neurotransmitter GABA, which calms the nervous system and quiets the brain. So what it does is it calms you, because if you get triggered, if you get stressed, that weakens your energy field. So you want to first call yourself back, calm the energy field down so that you can strengthen it. Okay. The other one here is clary sage. There's actually an oil called clary sage, just like the sage, and it's also really good for clarity as well. We have frankincense. Frankincense has been used for centuries in religious places to purify the spaces and ceremonies. It's also really good for inflammation. Tea tree, otherwise known as melaleuca, is really good for energetic boundaries. I will use that very quickly. I'll just pop the oil like that in my hands, rub my palms together and waft it over my energy field. And lemongrass is really good for that too. So I would make a lot of personal blends for people. I do an awful lot coming up to Christmas time for little stocking fillers, and they're personal. So you tell me the name and tell me anything that they need help with, and I tune in the oils they need, I pick them an animal card generally to channel the energy into the oil, and then I put the Reiki healing codes into it, emotional healing, protection, and distance as well. So they're very powerful. So if anybody wants one of them, give me a wee shout. Lemon is really, really good, and actually to use the lemon to clean, actually to use the lemon essential oil to clean the house and to clean the space is extra protection. So it acts as like psychic cleanser, so cleaning objects as well. Cypress is known as the oil of flow, and it helps to purify surrounding energies while uplifting the vibrational levels at the same time. I love cypress, it's so good. It also just connects you to the earth, which brings you back into your body again, which grounds you, which is the next one. And then we have peppermint, and peppermint's very calming. It's known as the oil for a buoyant heart. It's really good for focus as well. Okay, so those are the oils. Now we are coming on to, I don't even know what number we're at because I scooted on. So I think we're at number 8. So yes, 8, because we have 10. So number 8 is grounding and walking in nature. Literally brings you back into your body. Often I remember when I used to go walking, I would burp and clear, and sometimes I'd even vomit. Like I went to the sea after a night out. So at a night out Saturday night, and again when you're in a bar, your energy field is weakened. I would encourage anybody before they go out for Christmas trees just to take a minute, put a bubble around themselves before they go out, before they take a drink, because that weakens your auric field. And that's why I always love. So I went to the sea the next day, and I literally was sick just clearing my energy field, because I've never seen so many people release energy in my whole life. It was a bar and everybody was dancing, like males, loads of males dancing, clearing their energy field, and I just go into my own wee bubble. I'm just so yeah, that was interesting. Again, the sea salt of the sea, the cleansing, connecting with earth, just asking for Mother Nature and Mother Earth to help clear your energy field. Okay, and then we have number 9. Is that right? Number 9. Do the inner work. Okay, so the inner work is so important. So when you do the inner work, what you're doing is you're bringing what's in the subconscious or unconscious to the conscious. Okay, you're bringing what's in the shadows into the light. Okay, so these are unhealed wounds. These are parts of you that you have shut away. Okay, and there'll be parts where you're holding lower energies. You'll be feeling energies of shame, of guilt, of anger, and what happens is then you become a vibrational match for anybody around you that's holding that energy, because your body wants to bring it up to heal it. And that is where we come back to the challenging people, the people that are bringing gifts and you are bringing an energy up for you to heal. Okay, not always, but it's really important to do the inner work so that you are strong within yourself, so that your heart is healed as much as it can be, and you're not triggered as much, or you're not getting annoyed. If you get annoyed with somebody, and granted, there can be examples of when that's justified, but if you can get annoyed and release it, okay, and that's fine. There's no, I don't believe in spiritual bypassing. Somebody's annoyed you, you've generally, feel that, go through it, process it, speak to them, do whatever you need to do, then let it be done. Don't hold on to the energy. Don't hold on, because that's what happens. Think of liver and gallbladder. In the liver we hold anger, and then in the gallbladder we hold resentment. So we hold on, and that affects nobody else but yourself. It's a really powerful one. And number 10 is meditation. So I've wrote here meditation, chakra balance, and Reiki. So this is one of the reasons why I started doing the in-person Reiki attunements again. I've done a couple of Reiki ones. I might have one left. I don't know. There's a girl messaging me for Reiki 1 next Sunday. I have Reiki Masters all booked, and then I have a Reiki 2 coming up in January if anybody's interested. That's the practitioner level. And I'm also going to be holding Reiki 1 for men in January or February in 2023 at some point. So if anybody's interested in that and they're locally, let me know, and we'll get that set up. And that's going to be a bit different because I'm going to include a one-to-one session with that as well. Okay, so anybody, so Reiki 1 is where it's the self-healing, it's self-Reiki, You don't need to go to 2 or 3 if you're not a practitioner, and you can just stick with the Reiki 1, and then you can do Reiki on yourself daily, Reiki on your pets, Reiki on your foods. It's this beautiful life force energy of the light. It's beautiful. Don't have to, it's just a suggestion. So meditation is super powerful. And just if you know the chakras, you know, you can go onto YouTube and you can look up chakra meditations. So if you've only 10 minutes, put in the time, 10-minute chakra clearing. I have lots of meditations on my channel, on my podcast also. But if you don't have time to like sit for maybe 15-20 minutes, then just sit, close your eyes, visualize your chakra energy field, and visualize them cleansing and clearing. And that's why I'm going to come back now and do a cord cutting meditation as well. So that's me ending this episode and this video, and I hope you enjoyed that. And as always, what I do is I write it all up and I put it on my website under blog, so there's a written format there as well, because we all learn and we all absorb things in different ways. Some of us are visual, so that's why I like to do a video. Some of us are just audible, so that's why I like to do an audio version. And some of us then just like to read as well. So I always have different versions on different things. So yeah, the last thing I'd say here is what I wrote here is it's our responsibility to cleanse our energy field and our vibration. And that involves, you know, taking action and maintaining healthy boundaries on a daily basis. So wishing you lots of love, and thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, and be back with the meditation.